Hi everyone, I don't know if you saw my recent video walking around Chatsworth Gardens, looking at the features that really bring that winter interest and trying to find a few tips that would help you create a garden that's full of interest, full of colour, 365 days a year. Well, I thought I'd show in a separate video another look at the bamboo tunnel behind me. This was the place that inspired my own bamboo tunnel at home. Obviously mine's nowhere near as grand as this, but I thought while I'm here, that light is just fading away. I thought I'd take you through just to show you the sheer variety of bamboos that we can grow in this country. I know they're a plant with a reputation. Some people will tell you that they'll just take over your garden, but the reality is there's clumping varieties that just won't run. As long as you leave enough room for them, they're never going to pop up in next door's garden or anything like that. And even if you do want to grow a runner, you can contain them with root barrier, which means that they can't escape and they won't take over somewhere you don't want them to. So I just wanted to show you, with all that in mind, somewhere where they've been left to do the thing. I think it's a fantastic part of the garden and it's absolutely packed full of colour, even in the depths of December. So let's have a walk through. As we head through then, hopefully you'll agree that the true variety of bamboo you can grow here in the UK is absolutely incredible. And looking first over here, these are great examples of clumpers. So you can probably see here 3 individual plants. Now clumping bamboos, it means that they won't run, but that clump can still expand. Some stay relatively tight, maybe 2 foot across, others can expand to a few metres across. So it's important to choose the right variety. Just because you grow a clumper doesn't mean it's going to stay exactly where you want it to. It's never going to run and pop up over there, but that clump will steadily get larger. But this is a great example, just showing you the habit. Looking at this side, this is a typical running bamboo, Phyllostachys nigra, the black bamboo. And as you can see, it has got a beautiful colour to it. But the issue with these is, whilst they can stay clumping for a good few years, they are a Phyllostachys, which means they are a running bamboo. And if you look down here, that is what a running rhizome looks like. Those basically run under the surface of the soil, and at some point a Phyllostachys will run. Those will go under the ground and it'll pop up over there, or in your next door, your neighbour's garden, which isn't ideal. But this bamboo, whilst it looks great here in this sheltered valley, these amazing black culms, I think in most gardens it is a bit overrated, because although it's widely available, it's a bamboo that doesn't look its best in winter. Some of the leaves can go a little bit brown, go a little bit crinkled around the edges, and it's a bamboo that doesn't like strong winds. Whereas here, in this sheltered valley location, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But heading through, you can see just a sheer variety, different leaf types, different heights. Some of these are newer plantings, you can tell by the size of them, but others are decent clumps that have been here for years, and they look fantastic with the ferns and all the other planting around it. Bamboos are a fantastic low maintenance evergreen plant, and I think one of the best is this one here. I believe this is an example of Fargesia robusta. I grow Fargesia robusta Campbell at home, and it's a fantastic bamboo. It's a clumper, so it doesn't spread. It can handle sun, it can handle shade, and for a clumper, it does actually get pretty big. It's about 4 metres tall, definitely got some good structure that'll stay green all the way through the year. You can probably hear lots of kids playing in the maze behind me. But here, you can see why Fargesia robusta is such a great bamboo. It's so upright, and it's also really easy to grow. It's very tolerant of a lot of different conditions, and it doesn't need a lot of excess water. Unlike some of the Phyllostachys, which, to get the real size, they're very, very thirsty plants. But this one here is very neat and tidy, and as you can see, because it's upright, it means you can grow it close to a path, and it's not going to lean over, flop over too much. So really, if you want the good, reliable, dependable bamboo that you can grow pretty much anywhere, Fargesia robusta Campbell is a great pick. But if you want something even more special, then look over here. This is Borinda papyrifera, the blue bamboo, or at least one of the varieties of it anyway. I'm not a huge expert on bamboo. I know the varieties I like to grow, but there's just so much variety out there, I've yet to explore them all. But here you can see, just look at the size of those culms there. There must be maybe 40 mil across, something like that. Absolutely incredible. And as a plant, here we've got 2 different clumps, and I think one of the best things about Borindas, like this one here, is just the size that you get for the amount of garden they take up. So here you can see a clump's about 1 metre across, but then if you look up, the plants themselves are maybe 8 metres plus tall. Absolutely fantastic. And I don't really think there's a bamboo that gives you more colour and more wow sort of in your face for a clumper than a Borinda papyrifera. They're a plant that likes a bit of shade, so unlike the Phyllostachys, which are the runners, they generally prefer a sunnier spot. Borindas and Fargesias, they don't run, but they might prefer a bit more shade. So this one, as you can see here in this sheltered woodland valley, is absolutely thriving. A fantastic plant, one that I've got in my garden, but unfortunately mine are nowhere near this size yet. But that being said, they will grow quickly. So again, just looking around, you can see the variety. Some varieties grow straight up like that, bolt upright. Others more graceful and lean over the path. So I think really, whatever the look you want to create, whatever the space you've got, and wherever your garden is, there's definitely a bamboo to suit it. Here you can see some amazing different colours of bamboos, some golden varieties. And one tip I would say, if you're looking for a golden bamboo in the UK, the variety that's actually sold as a golden bamboo, which is actually Phyllostachys aurea, isn't actually that golden, it's more of a green colour. The one that you want, or a couple that you might want, Phyllostachys aurea sulcata aureocorlis. That one's a real golden orange colour, the one that I grow at home. And there's also a spectabilis, which is the same thing, but with a green stripe down the canes. But if you want the absolute monster golden bamboo, then Phyllostachys vivax aureocorlis is the one. An absolutely incredible plant with some smaller ones just up there. But here you can see the contrast, some of these golden bamboos next to the darker greens. Absolutely incredible. So if you've got the space and the suitable environment to grow several varieties together, then just look at them, they look absolutely fantastic together. And I suppose looking up there, that one must be 10 metres plus tall. So again, it shows for a plant that doesn't take up that much space, they're essentially a tree in terms of the vertical height, which I think is something in most gardens, vertical height isn't something that's made enough of, and bamboos are a great way to really change the feel of your garden. You get some clumpers like this here that are very closely knit. You can see there the amount of canes you've got, ridiculous. But the overall look, because of the small leaves, it's definitely a graceful plant. So it's completely up to you if you want the graceful bamboo, or if you want some absolute monster that dominates your garden space. But combine them together and you get a fantastic environment. So as we head out then, you'll see loads of new varieties have actually been planted here. Lots of new divisions, a squirrel just running past there. And once you get into bamboos, once you start to look at the different varieties, there's so many dainty ones that might grab you with so many amazing colours. Like I said, the variety is absolutely amazing. And those across there, they are Phyllostachys vivax aureocorlis. This is the one that I've got several plants of at home, and these are only young, they'll definitely fill out. But that's the one, if you want a big bamboo in the UK, it will run, so you will need to contain it or have a lot of space. But the overall look of a mature plant, reach into the sky with those amazing orange culms, is absolutely fantastic. That being said, even looking at the more green varieties, they're still really special and they still give your garden a certain something. And I think there's a lot to be said, like I mentioned in the previous video, about using greens. Having a garden packed full of greens, it makes it a really sort of relaxing space. And something like this, with these amazing leaves, just gradually floating in the wind, it definitely adds to that chilled out vibe. There's another Vivax aureocorlis there. And here, as we head out the tunnel, some more blue bamboos there. Some black nigras there. Like I said, not my favourite bamboo. And here's a couple, these are new divisions, but the ones I grow at home. So like I mentioned, Phyllostachys aurea sulcata. Sounds like I'm speaking another language. But if you look there, you can see a crook in the stem. And that green down the cane there, that means that that is spectabilis. The same thing, but pure yellow, is aurea sulcata aureocorlis. So I will put all the names in the description below of some cracking bamboo varieties if you want to start with one in your garden. But hopefully this video has just been a quick sort of taster really of what bamboos can bring to your garden. I think they bring so much grace, so much structure, and like I said, they're a very easy growing, tolerant evergreen plant. So why not add one to your garden this year?